Hoff is so hairy, she braids her mustache. Ella M. Hoff is so hairy, Bigfoot wants to take her picture. Ella M. Hoff is so hairy, she looks like she has buckwheat in a headlock. That's a classic one. Ella M. Hoff is so hairy, she is like a chia pet with a sweater on. Hi, I'm Kenny Webster, everybody. Body hair. Today we're here. No, I know there's so much going on today. Klaus Schwab, the head of the World Economic Forum, is stepping down right now. It's a big deal. It's a huge deal. China has a diplomat heading around all the Far East countries right now to try to explain to these little piece of crap countries, these tiny countries with a low GDP, if you guys make a good trade deal with Trump, China's gonna cut you off. It's a big deal. The Pope died. It's a big deal. But we're not here to talk about any of that today. No, Ukraine and Russia are at war. I actually thought it was kind of classy. Putin waited till midnight, till Easter was over, so he could start drone bombing Ukraine. Probably shouldn't do that with my hand, should I, Ethan? Ethan's here. Greetings, my brother. One of my favorite producers, journalists, reporters. Ethan, you're 22.
Yeah.
You don't even remember when life was cool. You're not even old enough.
No, I kind of missed out on the cartoons on Saturday morning. I missed out on the, not being addicted to nicotine and vapes. All the stuff that the kids are into these days that suck. I missed out on when that wasn't a thing.
You never lived in a world without dating apps and social media. You don't even remember.
No.
You don't even remember AOL Instant Messenger.
No.
You don't.
No.
You didn't watch 120 Minutes on MTV.
I never had dial-up internet. I never played that little game with the dinosaur on Google when you couldn't connect to Wi-Fi.
That's right. You didn't know free ski. You never played free ski, or
nah.
You don't remember that. You have no idea. It used to. Once upon a time, we used to be able to smoke in bars.
Unbelievable.
And I don't know if you know this, Ethan. I don't know if you know this, but smoking in a bar makes you look really cool.
I was able to get in on the back end of smoking on the Chili's bar. I was never old enough to smoke in the Chili's bar, but I'm old enough to remember going into Chili's as a child and seeing people smoking in the Chili's bar.
Ethan, you are a Zoomer, and so I'm both impressed by your generation and I fear for your well-being, because your generation is the first generation in decades to come along and become more conservative than previous generations. I don't think you guys get enough credit for this, Ethan. You are, for those that don't know, my buddy Ethan Buchanan here, he's one of the producers we have behind the scenes. He also works in the newsroom down the hall at our sister station, KTRH, kind of the, Fox News and Fox Business Channel in Houston. There's KTRH, KPRC, two gigantic, super Goliath talk radio stations, and we love having both of them because, we like having jobs. Ethan comes into my studio a short time ago, and he's like, dude, have you seen these chicks' armpit hair? And I was like, what? What?
Now you're making me sound like a pervert.
No, he was not. It wasn't like he was into it or whatever. Because I don't have a fetish. Other than like hot blonde chicks in lingerie, I'm not into like toe sucking or armpit licking but that's a thing. People are fascinated by weird fetishes. And one weird fetish I have noticed is armpit hair is a thing right now.
Oh yeah.
And as you know, I don't know if you know this about me, but I lift. So lately it's getting hot out, so I've been wearing muscle tees. And I went on a date with a young woman recently, and she is Russian, so European. Russia's Europe. They're kind of.
Yeah, it's a weird mix of Europe and Asia.
Right. And so she says to me, she's like, I'm not even going to do the accent. She's like, I have to go she's telling me she's going to get her armpit hair lasered off. She asked me if I want to go with her. And it's kind of like when someone offers you gum. Wait, are you trying to tell me that my breath stinks? So I asked her, I was like, she's like, you'd be so much better looking if you lasered your armpit hair. I was like, honey, this is America.
We don't do that here.
I'm not ever going to laser my armpit hair. You have a girlfriend. Has she ever asked you to do some hygienic thing you just wouldn't agree to?
No, she's never asked me to do something weird like that.
Yeah, okay, well, good. I'm glad. Good.
Thankfully.
Is she, I hate to bring this up on the air, but you date an Asian.
Yeah, I'm engaged to an Asian. About to marry an Asian.
When did you get engaged?
Like, that's a good question. I think it was October.
Ethan, congratulations.
Thank you.
I didn't even get you a gift.
Yeah, no worries. Don't even.
It's cool. I'm still not gonna, but I didn't. So, all right. So, the point is, like, I'm a conservative, obviously, libertarian, conservatarian. The Russian Pilates instructor I was dating recently, also right wing by American standards, certainly. And so it's interesting to me that, like, Republicans and conservatives are at this place right now where body hair, they want to remove. I don't know if necessarily the men do. I mean, I certainly don't, but certainly the women do. They don't want to have body hair. Compare that to what I apologize in advance for those of you watching us on social media right now because we're live streaming this. If you're drinking coffee or eating something, go ahead, swallow, get it down, because I'm about to show you Kamala Harris's absolutely vile, disgusting, wretched stepdaughter. This is Ella Emhoff.
You're probably going to need to wait a little bit for lunch after this, too.
Yeah. For those of you listening to us on the radio right now, you're not looking at what we're looking at, which is, I don't understand why they think she's pretty. I never understood. Have you seen this before? When Kamala became vice president, she got a modeling contract. Do you think that would have happened if Kamala was never VP?
Well,
the answer is no, Ethan. They would not have given her a modeling contract.
She didn't start being ugly right after Kamala Harris became the VP. And the left for a long time has been leaning into put ugly people everywhere. I don't know why. So she may have, it just probably wouldn't have been as lucrative.
Okay, so her thing now is grow your armpit hair out. And apparently she's not the only one. A lot of liberal women they want to have hairy armpits for the summer. Liberal women, as a heterosexual, cisgendered, heteronormative white guy from the Midwest, liberal women have created a sort of a paradox for me. They're going out half naked to swimming pools and beaches, and I don't mind that, right? But then they're like hairy legs, hairy armpits, which I do mind. It's like, oh, you've really ruined the fun here. You're going topless at the beach in a thong,
hot,
but
crazy.
Right? No, that's it. What do you do that again on camera?
It's the hot, crazy.
Yeah, correct. Ethan gets it, right? Yeah. I remember when the hot crazy matrix was first discovered.
Yeah.
And we thought, oh, good. You're young enough. You don't remember that. But anyway, Ella Emhoff's whole thing now, because she's apparently relevant again. I don't know why. You'd think the opposite would have happened. Her dad went away. Her stepmom went away. She's relevant with some audience out there. And so she's gone viral over Easter weekend for this.
I started growing out my body hair around 6 years ago. It was never a conscious decision to go against the grain. It was more of a personal grooming choice, a laziness thing.
Yeah,
what I did realize about having body hair is someone always has something to say about it, whether it's good or bad. There's something very shocking still about body hair. Most commonly I see, I bet you smell bad, or damn, that's dirty.
I bet.
Little did and do they know
And she
I'm as
looks
clean
like
as a
it.
whistle and heavily moisturized thanks to fur oil.
Fur
I've been
oil.
using this heavily in my daily routine for as long as I've had body hair.
Wait for it.
was the
Wait for
first
it.
brand that made me feel really accepted for the choices I made around my hair. I love that it's an all-in-one product that I can use on my hair, skin, and other personal areas
Hang on.
without fear of irritation
Here
or
it
the
comes.
dreaded sticky post-oil application feeling. You can use my code ELLA20 for
There's a promo code? There's a promo. You're telling me this disgusting, vile commercial where this ratchet-looking woman is showing us her armpit hair is going to inspire someone to want to, boy, not only do I relate with her, I want to spend money so I can look like this? Ethan, this is your generation, dude. You're a Zoomer.
I don't know. I don't speak for these people. I have no idea. The desire all of a sudden to look like an oily, greasy mess is unbelievable to me. Because for the longest time, looking like you just got pulled out of a grease fryer was always a bad thing. You're like, oh my gosh, you don't go outside, you don't take showers, you're a weeb, you're addicted to anime and haven't seen the inside of a bathtub in 30 years.
Bro.
But now you can get 20% off to look like that thanks to Ella Emhoff's promo code.
Who is looking at this and thinking, yep, that's what I want to do? I want to be this. I want to be a woman that looks like a dude in a sports bra with hairy armpits so I can look. You know, I will tell you, too, because she's your age, right? Or you're close to your age. She's in her 20s.
Yeah, mid-20s, I don't know.
All right. Miley Cyrus, a little older than her, experimented with this 10 years ago. I remembered this happening, so I looked it up. Miley Cyrus dyed her armpit hairs pink 10 years ago. And weirdly enough, at the time, the liberal media did not love it. They thought it was disgusting. I was wondering where we were at on that. Fast forward now, Miley Cyrus, oddly enough, my computer's doing weird, stupid stuff here. A stupid computer doesn't work right sometimes. There we go. Okay, hang on a second here. 10 years later, there we go. Okay, 10 years later, Miley Cyrus has lost weight and shaved her armpits. This is a more recent photo of her. I don't know, it's a year or two old. So I guess the point is they outgrow this, is my point. You get them? So thank God for that.
It's all about the attention. Like, look at me, I've got hair in my armpits. That's weird. And then all of a sudden, when that's not weird anymore, there's no reason to do it. The dirty little secret here is I don't think any of these liberal people doing this like doing it. I think most people would agree that it's, at least for women, I don't know, guys we leave our armpit hairs unshaved.
I wouldn't
normally.
have thought to touch it.
I think it's just, they just do it for attention. And once the attention is gone, they just go back to default settings.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I was curious, so I looked. You know, I always wonder what are bloggers talking about. I haven't heard a conversation about body hair in a while, but I guess that's a thing now because there's no shortage as we're getting into swimsuit season of blog posts trying to encourage young liberal women to be hairy now. And here, I'm just going to, forgive me, folks, if you're listening on the radio. I'm going to read you the headline of this op-ed that was published a few days ago. How full bush in a bikini TikTok trend furthered feminist discourse on female body hair. I assure you,
God, oh man.
Hairy feminists is nothing new. What? And they're trying to make it sound like, oh no, it's a great new idea and men are going to love it. We are not going to love this. By the way, I was also curious, what about men? Here's Men's Health today. It's from a week ago, but whatever. 8 best body groomers for men in 2025. So they want men to cut their body hair. They don't want women to do it anymore. Ethan, you're the generation now that's my generation. We're in our 40s. Millennials are becoming middle age. We're not going to grab onto these pathetic trends. We're either shaving our body hair or we're not. They're not going to talk us into it. This is you guys now, bro. You're the generation that will decide if men will now be absolutely like as bare as a baby's bottom from the neck down and women won't be. What are you going to do, Ethan? I thought you guys were more conservative than us.
There's so much pressure. I think guys are going to do whatever is not shoved down their throat. That's what this generation is going to do. If you start telling us you have to shave your body hair, you need to, you got to do it right now. We're just going to say, okay, I don't like being told what to do. Screw it. I'm not shaving my body hair. And vice versa. If you tell us you absolutely have to not to, we're probably going to go do it. If you just leave us alone, people will probably do whatever is just convenient for them. If you're a swimmer, you'll probably shave it so you can swim faster. If you're not, you probably won't. And it'll be that simple. And it doesn't have to be a topic. Nobody has to worry about it. If you just leave it alone, everybody will be fine.
Ethan, you do give me hope. I will tell you, you do. Well, you have a podcast and a radio show now.
Podcast and radio.
We put a Zoomer on the radio on Sunday nights here on our flagship station. How can people check out your show?
Yes, Sunday nights at 7 on AM 950 KPRC, right after Ted Cruz. And of course, the podcast, the next hyphen Gen Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, I'm on X _ Ethan Buchanan.
I love it. I'm Kenny Webster. For those of you watching us live streaming today or listening to us on the radio, thank you for joining us. What was the point of this segment? Please, ladies, shave your legs. Shave your armpits. I know it sounds tempting, right? But Ella Emhoff just explained in that video, it's actually very gross. It's disgusting. It's not going to be a thing that men will ever latch onto for, decades at this point, right? It's never been a thing that men have requested. We've never looked at women and said, wow, I wish they looked more like us. So something to think about. Food for thought. I love you all. Don't forget, subscribe to Kenny Webster's Pursuit of Happiness podcast. And there's a smartphone app, the Walton & Johnson smartphone app. Easy to get to in the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store. We never track your data. We're not even smart enough to do that, frankly. I don't know who we'd sell it to anyway. I don't know. Chinese spy bots, I guess. But hey, have a great afternoon. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning for more of what you bought a radio for.
Listening to the Pursuit of Happiness radio. Tell the government to kiss your ass when you listen to this show.